Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, awesome. So I'll try to make my submission short so that at least I allow the message to be crisp and hit the nail on the head. So I think if you sit down and take a paper and pen and list down the number of influential people in Zimbabwe across a lot of sectors, be it sport, be it entertainment, as in music, acting, or you know, um, just influence in general. The list is not too long, and you see that those people have, for the most part, those are the primary targets of the donations that were coming from Week Now. Now, if you try to go into the reason behind that, entertainers in Zimbabwe, they naturally gather the attention of the masses. I'm talking musicians, actors, people in sport. Now, in the event that those people had a political opinion, like what Wingy D does, you see that it's easily possible for them to change the narrative of politics in Zimbabwe. This is the primary reason why those people were being targeted by Chivayo, to shut them up. Or if they're going to open their mouth, they're going to open their mouth in the job praisers, the Enzos, the Freeman, anybody else was given a car. Now, can they boldly go in front of people and be like, vote for Chamisa? No, they cannot easily do that. Now, when it comes to Zenzele, Zenzele is an independent journalist. We also want to look at how he makes money for his own living, how easy it is for him to even get to the point of saving up to get a car for whatever he does. It's not that easy. But now he has received that car from the president. I so much agree with Jonah. You was speaking just before me. Like, let's give him time and see if he's going to change his narrative, if he's going to change his position of where give it to the poor cause, which I think, you know, if he does that, the whole world will appreciate him. The question is it possible to do that? Like when you take that money, what attachments come with that money, especially if you're taking it from a person like Chivayo, you know? Like, there's already something that Mapfumo stands up for, which has been the freedom, from the oppression, which has been anti-ZANU-PF and stuff like that. If he takes the money, how easy is it for him to just give to the poor? I think a lot of people, including Mike Guti, who refused that car, could have done it. They could have said, you know what, let's take the money, let's give it to the orphanages and stuff like that and this. But you see, the fact yekuti vakaramba mari iyoyo, the next thing we were hearing was, oh, the land yakavakwa, that Zegu University is not yet paid up and it's NPF property, we need to take it back. That means you see that there's always an agenda behind the money. Also, there's also some attachments and some strings that come with that money. So the question is he able to actually redirect it into poor people and other people who are struggling if he gets the money? That's a very good question that we need to look deep into. And for all those people who have received money before, they say everyone, even Anafantan from Bari, have they been able to channel that money towards any rehabilitation for anything? Or there's some, like, you never know what attachments that money can come with. Then lastly, I want to talk about, there's a question that was asked about what's the difference between receiving money from a person like Shivai and a person like Padari. It's not influential at all. As Clive told, who's a nobody, I can take that money and redistribute it elsewhere if it doesn't come with attachments. I think that's the big difference between taking money from Chivayo and taking money from Padari. The attachments behind the money. I'll lend for now, and I know you can keep
Okay,
debating.
thank you, my brother. Pen up, my sister, come through. Then we go to Tabo. Then I quickly jump to you, Tsepo. Anodi, if you want to say something, just jump anytime. Um, Anodi.
Thank you so much, Scott. I just want to appreciate you, Kuti, Iwewe, as the host. You also totally agree to our line, because when rekuzombodyawo mari dzacho dzedu isusu yehurumende yedu here. Is that what you are saying, guys? Kana kuti it should be a government for Zimbabweans. It's only kuti the reason I guess we are not appreciating kuti it's the government doing things like even Matape and whatever is because Tajaira not to see them working, but it's their right to be doing those things. And the sooner we accept kuti we should be expecting things to be done by our government, despite kuti party EP, the government is supposed to do things for Zimbabweans. People out of the country kuno ku-UK, mwana we-Labour, mwana we-Reform, mwana we-imwe yacho vese vanongopiwa ma-scholarship vachienda kuma-university. So it doesn't mean anything kuti uri kuparty kupi kana kuti kupi, but the government is supposed to do those things. And as Zimbabweans, it's high time we should learn to accept kuti chero tajaira kuti the government was not doing things. What if they have started realizing kuti the only way we can get favor yevanhu vemuZimbabwe or appreciated nevanhu vemuZimbabwe is to start doing things for Zimbabweans? I'm saying maybe they've also realized that. So you can't be saying when they are trying and then you just, all you are seeing is bad things. Learn to see the good in that.
I'll give you 1 minute, my sister, to round up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think we need to start as the future generation leaders of Zimbabwe. We need to appreciate the good and the bad, because if ZANU-PF goes, you, the new leader, you are not going to say everything that ZANU-PF was doing, we will destroy it and start afresh. You will continue from what they were doing. The good that they were doing, you continue with it. So start appreciating, start seeing the good. And then pick up also the bed. That's the submission.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. There's Pastor coming. Then we go to Tsepo. My question, Pastor, you created a GoFundMe to someone who have a cancer or let's say a heart disease. That GoFundMe it needs money. Then we then over donate money in that GoFundMe, with his name reflecting on the GoFundMe, obviously. Some people do anonymous, cannot donate money. Unotora mari here wenda unorapisa munhu ari kurwara, or you take the money and send it back to Wicknell? With your submission, Pastor, can you touch on my question?
I'm glad that you made it clear that it's a GoFund. But in case of Thomas Mapfuma, it's a personal. Trukutara iye mbune pache zvake. Kuti marano ishansa zvaanoda. Remember, Scotty, kuti
So it's just a system. It's just a system, and I say GoFundMe. So okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to make it clear that we shouldn't dwell much kuti Maria bakunan, because my donations hazvina kutanga nhasi, hazvina kuyana Wicknell. Taikugara tichiita ma-donations ende vamwana vanga vasingataura kuti yabva kune ZANU, but zvaingoitwa nevezANU when there's a need. But the issue yandiri kuona yatiri kuita ndeyekuita we are clouding the debate nekuita comparison zvinhu zvakatosiyana totally. The need ina Tsepo, the need ina Zenzele, kana iripo need yacho. The question I would want to ask you maybe, yekutanga ndeyekuti, did you need that car? I've got a gentleman and correct akati Zenzele ane mota, ane zvinhu zvake kudhara. Then if he didn't need the car, then what's happening here? And we've got to be, we tend to quickly forget. You've read the Ningi article yakanyorwa naZenzele, Scotty, and there's your answer as well. Kuti Zenzele, he was writing about these things. But today is the same Zenzele we are talking about. So the question is, what's going on? But again,
But Buster,
Let Buster finish, then
Let
no,
me
I
I'll.
want
finish.
to
No, no.
engage him. He's going to continue.
No,
10
no, no,
seconds.
no, no, no. Let me finish. No, way. So, Scotty, if I put a problem, because I want a problem, what this is the same guy. He addresses these things, and is not responding the way Imbonyora. Saka chichiri kuitika. But again, let's look at the other side with the ZANU-PF. Don't forget ZANU-PF, the way they do things. Kana Chimbovuma, the ZANU-PF is the master of capturing things. What stops you to think kuti ZANU-PF because the tendency kana kuti the ability to capture land whichever chaiva. I'll give you an example why ndiri kudaro. Vanhu vari kupiwa motides kana kuti vanhu vari kupiwa material things. Some of them they don't need it. Ndambotaura. We've got people like Ana Charamba. Someone wrote an article kuti Charamba didn't need all these cars. He's a gospel person and anotoziva kuti the way things are being run in Zimbabwe, that we least expect those people to get those things. But vanhu ava vari kutora mota. So do they really need it? Kind of, it's out of greed. And why is ZANU-PF giving out cars? Now, wabvunza iwewe kuti mapfumo can take money on it can be a good cause, Scotty. But again, it can be a good thing as well to protect his principle. But again, why is it ZANU-PF is giving? If I wants to give mapfumo $1 million kuti aridze instead of iwewe need yauri kufunga kuti hospitals kuda mari. Why are they not doing it? Saka you got to understand ZANU-PF kuti the way they are playing. The reason ndiri kudaro kuti ndeyekuti doing it cannot is not challenging himself kuti no ndakambonyora ngaatengese mota. Maybe he's going to sell it tokumhanyira ozoisa mari yacho zhinji isa kuMpilo hospital. So as I learned, ndiri kuti nini, the issue yamataura mimi kuti Padara akadonata, yes, he's not the first one, even from ZANU-PF akagara zviriko, but we are looking at people vari pamaposition ekuti zenzele paari nezvaaitaura. You can attack Tsepang ana Hokai kuti, this and that. Tsepang, I was there on the space. He didn't get that donation put in his pocket to buy his wheelchair. But it's not on Visisika more down there. Tisu vacho receiving, and we need those things. But you can now there's nothing wrong with the Japanese up more than $1 million in donations. Then there must be something wrong. And this is that money kufana kwenda kuma hospitals. Atiri kutaura acho I worry so much kuti saka what's the argument here? We can as well support
Yeah, ndakunzwa Buster. It wasn't an attack on Tsepang. Tadangonzwisisa kuti three on the same level here. But a question I have for you, right? You spoke so
Let's
much.
give one
Right.
question. Okay.
Yeah, one question, yeah, right.
Sizotododara
On the book,
also.
1 second,
I said you're coming after.
roda motikari kuti uende mumaremote areas kunobata vanhu kunointerviewa vanhu and what now wakaofwa iwowe nehurumende uchishandisa motikari ichitenga offroad because kwauri kuenda uku kwakashata, motikari yako inofa, wakaramba uchishandisa personal car yako iyoyo wakachitenga nemari yako. Would you not take the car as well? Yes or no?
in the personal, I wouldn't, but
so you should. So you want him to still go ahead with the project with his personal car and damage his personal car?
But it's not Zenzela where to track a motor out in motor Zangwa Shashand. He's not the one who started all this. It's his own baby.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah. So don't use that assumption. Then it could.
Yeah, but don't you think you're being unfair to him? Uchamu repair a motikari, uchamu tragira motikari.
Wakatukuta assumptions.
Yeah, but iwe basa ucha donate mari yekugadzisa motikari yake here kana yafa suspension kana uchamutengera kwe motikari. Are you gonna do that?
That question is irrelevant for now because
okay.
let me as I learned, what we are doing now, uruda kupusha an assumption wrong to this case. Zenzala is not the one.
I thought we were all operating on assumptions here.
Okay. No. to be responding to what, let me show you kuti assumption ndikuti nini Zenzele he didn't come out kwatiri akati akomana ndikuitawo GoFundMe kuti mota yangu kana kuti zvinhu zvakandiomera. He didn't do that kuti tizive kuti ane problem nemunyamota, but ZANU PF is approached him vakamupa mota. Ndo pane debate racho mongo kuti why zvadaro.
wakataura naZenzele akakutaura kuti andina problem motikari akakutaurira that.
Do you are bringing these issues?
Okay. Okay, that's
Thank
fine.
you, thank you.
That's fine. Thank you, Pastor and Walker there. Tsepo, with your submission, would you take the GoFundMe Gadzira to save someone who have a heart disease, who wants to go to America for kuti atengerwe moyo? Then you create a GoFundMe. Then you weakness over donator, the man. Would you take that man and help, or unai send back to weakness?
Scott Samar.
Yes or no? Which pastor failed to answer that question?
No,
So I don't want.
ndikwanisa kudaira yes or no wako because pane zvandoda kukuudza zviri practical. Guys, what we are doing is wishful thinking nechirungu. Wilknell is on record achiti iye anoita zvaanoda nemari yake. So why are we spending time tichibvunzana kuti ako akazoisa anozotanga kundiisira
Just say yes
GoFundMe?
or no, or you don't want to answer it than to analyze my question.
I can't answer that,
There's a
Scott.
reason why I'm asking.
No, it's wishful
It's not
thinking,
wishful
Scott.
thinking.
Wilknell is
It's
on
not wishful
record.
thinking. It's not.
Andakataura here kuti iye haadi kuita izvi
Okay, go ahead
zvehurumende.
with your submission then.
So I was saying, it's on record that Wilknell wants to do izvozvo zvimadonation zvekuganzira vanhu. Anyway, let me talk about Nyaya Zenzele. Guys, Zenzele has spent 20 years, according to what he said, achigadzira ma-archives eZipra. Hurumende yanga isipo. Remember, I gave you a story yokuti the same government confiscated my records as Zipra soon after independence. Now Zenzele has spent 20 years rebuilding Zakatoro. The same government comes and says, we love your work, we love what you are doing, we want to support you in form of a car. And one funny thing, George Taramba tweeted and said, we gave Zenzele. Zenzele says, no, I want to thank the government of Zimbabwe for donating a car to Zipra archives. So already there is a discord there. Because George Saranda said, so if the car was for the project, then surely vanhu veZipra ndo vaifanira kunogamuchira mota ka. And Zipra Archives is a program under SAIT. So we need to get that thing clear and straight. You can't say your government is doing well by donating the car when I told you that government confiscated records. How then is it doing well? What if government wants to have access to the new archive that Zenzele has been building, working with other people? Because there is no genuineness up until government returns back what it took from those people. Saka zvimwe zvinhu zvatiri kutaura takubvunzana takudii vaburana vakutaura kuti no manzvero haana kuita izvozvo. So it's a sign that history has always been distorted. So an independent person comes, documents history independently, pasina hurumende. And we've had conflicting narratives over the years, especially panyaya yemabombings akaitika kuHarare, matankers,
Okay, Tsepo, I'll
Zipra
give you 1
ichiti
minute to
ndisu
land.
takabhomba. Yes, I'm about to learn. Zipra ichiti ndisu takabhomba. Vamwewo vachiti ndivo vakabhomba. So what happens is government wants to control the narrative, the liberation struggle narrative. In order to control, it has to be seen supporting through giving such offers. What next? It will then start saying, can we have access to your archives? We also want to see what you've been documenting. We also want to have access. We also want to participate. They have not been there the past 20 years. Why now? When they took previous records. That's what we should focus on. Thank you.
Th- Thank you,
Scott,
thank you, sir.
ndemubvunzo kwauri iwewe.
Thank you,
Ndine
sir.
mubvunzo kwauri.
You,
Ndine mubvunzo kwauri
you
iwewe.
watadza kuanza mubvunzo wangu, now you want to ask me a
No, no,
question.
yeah, let's say ndautadza ndikubvunzo iwewe.
Yeah, mubvunzo.
Yeah, okay. Pamubvunzo uri kubvunza vanhu. Do you think Wikinacho is part of our problems as a country?
Yes,
I want to hear.
yes.
Yes. In what sense?
Corruption.
Corruption. So is it the same person you would think could the corrupt money ari kutora anofana kuita madiro nayo even if it's for the good cause? Don't you see anything wrong with that? Unmute, Scott.
Oh, sorry. Repeat again your question.
Ndikuti, I'm glad you have said it kuti nyaya yecorruption. Saka ndikuti inini, even if it's a good cause, kuita madiro nemari yenyika yatinatsoziva kuti pakadai hauoni here kuti you don't see a problem even though ari kupa bit of the money for a good cause. Would you still ignore that factor? Iwe uri kuuk Scott, unoziva how the system are function. Ezvo Nigel Farage is in trouble.
Yeah. So the thing is, Pastor, me, I acknowledge the reality first. And I also way with him. We tried to stop these people, right? And we never stop them. You understand? Whatever they're doing, whatever government is doing now, citizens of Zimbabwe will never stop them. They keep doing whatever they're doing now until Madunga Meranyanga. You understand that, Pastor? So what must we do? Because we can fight it and a week hour, they will never stop. And they will never stop.
Yeah,
Government will never take
in,
care of his people from long time until now, maybe until Mazwabis and Chavis again.
okay,
So
so in
let's
short,
find another way to deal with them. Maybe let's use their money. If can only privilege you want to marry Thomas Mafumu, take that money and help people who are suffering. Take that
all
money
right.
and
That
buy
is
cancer
what we
machine.
continue to tell
So
you one thing.
I'm
Government
answering.
will not
The problem
allow
I'm answering.
that.
Why you guys fidgeting while I'm answering? Isn't it you
No,
asking me a question?
ndada kubvunza hangu mubvunzo
Therefore,
uri
now you
kupedzisira.
fidgeting. You want to jump in and say something. Now I have to mute it because I haven't finished to answer you, Basta.
What's the reason? The reason behind
The
it?
song here,
Ndero dzemasoja.
Zirazima Soja.
Yeah,
I don't know that song. Maybe I need to listen again. I want to
yeah,
go to Mkoma Mandaza. What
yeah.
with
Okay.
Zirazima Soja? Where is it leading me with your question?
No. Ndozvandiri kuti that song ukaiteerera, it's liberation strong song. Inokuvhura meso kuti zvatiri kuda kuti taaccept now ndo totally exactly zvairambwa
Are
kunguva
you saying
yehondo.
there's no way of dealing with them than just refusing the money?
There is,
What is that?
Scotty, kuti iti uchibaba ukaita video vanotokupa mari.
Yeah,
No,
there's an
no.
impact,
That's not the other way
Scotty. That
we're
song,
talking
Taura,
about.
No, but
there is
I'm
an
being
effect.
honest
No,
with
you're
you,
not.
Scotty, can you
Scott.
You're not.
give a submission?
Oh, okay. Let me just go to Koma Mandaza, then I'll go to Murozi, then I come to your concern. But just you on with your answer there.
Yes,
Ini
that's fine.
ndakupindura kuti Tapio, I'm coming to you. Ini I'm straight on that bastard. Who's opening your mic? Tapio, just close your mic a bit. I just want to say this in 30 seconds to bastard. Then I'm Koma Mandaza, President Mandaza, that I respect. What I do is it encourage Thomas Mafumo to take. I open a business yekutengesa mafruits ndakazvimutsa zvingoro zvangu 8 and I employ my youth eZANU-PF vari 8 wanga usingaendiwo kuchikoro vanogara mumatapi mumbare memwe. So I understand what life yakamira sei kuZimbabwe. Right, Commander, go ahead. President Mandaza, how are you?
Scott,
Right,
thanks for the opportunity. Guys,
so
I know this is sensitive.
you're touching Nyaya Mkanya Mkoma Mandaza, then you're touching Nyaya Zenzero. Go ahead.
Mkanya vakura, I think it's Mkanya semu hurumende yakamudzinga mu Zimbabwe. They want him back, but kana wayaruda kumpa mari yake Chivayo, I think Mkanya nezera ravoka, I think he should be able to accept it. Kana asina kunza achashandiswa nevanhu akarimena kuAmerica. It's up to him. Kana inini ndinoitambira mari yacho ndoidai so, and then he can utilize whatever that he wants to utilize. But zvimwe zva Chivayo is that Chivayo is his own person, like Tsepang is saying that he does whatever that he wants to do. If he feels like he wants to donate to Mkanya, or Mkanya, if he wants to accept it, it's up to him. Coming back to Zenzele and Sight, it's a Zenzele and Sight, the guys were receiving donations from foreign donation, especially from the US aid. The US aid has been shut down, and the government of Zimbabwe has been cracking down in terms of any news organization, especially independent news organization. Hawks, Newsday, Chichichi, they were very quite critical. Where are they getting their donation from? Because remember that when Strive Masiwa started supporting him, then they started to sabotage my thing. Zenzele with Sight, they do quite a lot of programs that they do. They train some young journalists, they travel quite a lot. And if you do travel in Zimbabwe, Matos, Mega Monotos here, from coming wherever their site offices is in Hillside, those who know it. I've spent some time there talking with Zenzele, and I do donate, especially the other young lady, what's her name? Who used to host the space there. I gave her some money, and the other previous guy, I can't remember his name. I do give some money. So guys, if he's being given money, there's a difference between money coming from Chivayo and money coming from the government. This is a government money, which is acknowledging the work that he's doing, putting their own money to be able to try and have an archive. We've got an archive museum opening up very soon, close to the Heroes Acre there. The government is also running out of time. They need to ensure that that archive is opened, the National Archive is opened. And what Zenzele is doing, the journalism that Zenzele is doing, is actually providing with a lot of information. Also, when I was back in Zimbabwe in December, I met Baba Mkuru. He was one of the commanders in the war. I've mentioned this. He told me that he was one of the first group that went and trained in Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, he had a group of people that was things. When we were reading the books, we do have a book club that we do read. Some of you also do go into the book club. There's very little that we've heard about this, the group that went to Ethiopia. The majority that we know is the group that went to Tanzania, the group that went to Mozambique, the group that went to Zambia. And I was sitting there with Bamkuri telling me everything. And then I'm asking him everything. Where is these things? He says, oh, we met Mengistu. We've got pictures with Mengistu and everything. Where are these pictures? I don't have them. The government took them. How come you never got into the leadership of the army? He says some of us were left behind. So because the war wasn't really finished and we were not quite sure whether we were going to go into independence. So come 1979, 1980, he was actually in Mozambique. By the time he moved back to Mozambique, everybody had got positions and he was left out of the government. But he was one of the commanders that was with Mengistu in Ethiopia. And these are the national things that are missing in our archives. And we need those information to be actually be put through by the time they open these national archives. So me, personally, I don't blame Zenzele getting the money because, guys, I've been trying to contribute to site money there. I can't do so because I don't trust the security of my credit card to be put in there. And I've been advocating, even on our conversation coming from Blawayo into Blawayo, I was arguing that you need to put PayPal. And he says, oh, you didn't know PayPal doesn't work in Zimbabwe. I'm like, I didn't know that PayPal doesn't work. But if you can find another way that you can open PayPal so we can donate on a basic, because I understand that journalism is not, they don't get enough money, guys. So if he's being given money, because once that he avoids tolls, if he's given money by the car by the government, he avoids tolls, which is a big issue in terms of his organization. He avoids this, and then he can go and have the service, the car service, the CMD and stuff like that, which is a big boost for him. Then they can be able to run around and do this. He doesn't have to drive that car. He only received one car. He's got a lot of these journalists that go as far as Lumpane doing all those live events. So guys, please, sometimes we just want to criticize because this is it's coming from the government. It's not coming from Chivayo. It's coming from the government, and it's one vehicle that is going to use. He says also another thing, that anything that we write on site, Charamba is on the phone already saying that, here, do fact check. He said Charamba is fact checking every item that he does there. So if he does receive it, guys, I think they may make it for good use. I know it's tasteful, it's distasteful for others thinking that the Zimbabwe government is donating, but this is our taxpayers' money, guys, that is actually helping the archives and us to obtain that information from as far as Lalapans, as far as Sipemba in Kai, as far as where they're also getting this information. And with the donation being shut down for the US aid that used to happen, the journalists in Zimbabwe, they don't receive much money, guys. We really need to understand this. So all of us, we need also to start to donate as well. But if we are not donating as well, and then we then critique when some people get the money, I think we're being disingenuous, guys, because let's think about it. How many of us have actually donated to site? How many of us have donated to site? How do we think that these guys are operating this news organization if we don't donate to site? So
yeah, I'll just give you 2 minutes to land on that one. Yeah.
Guys. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.